Welcome back to another Vahrenberg implement video, and today we're out here with the RhinoAG 3150 and 4150 flex wing cutters. This is a 3150, it's the Apex series. It'll cut trees up to 3 inch in diameter, like that big. That is a 3-inch cut cross section of a tree. The 4150 will do 4-inch cut material. And we've done a video that really in depth on the 4150. We're getting ready to do one on the 3150, but I got something I really want to talk about. It's a video within a video because it's so important. It's probably one of the greatest features that often gets discussed when selecting a cutter, and that is this dog bone blade carrier. Man, most people are used to a big round pan. Big round pan around there. What happens to a round pan when it gets hit by a brick or a piece of concrete or a big tree that it wasn't supposed to? It gets dinged. And if any of you all have ever driven a car that you lose the weight or it comes out of balance, what's it do? It sits there and vibrates. Well, that's the problem with the round pan design, is those had to have been balanced on a car tire balancing machine. Rhino had all kinds of car tire balancing machines making round pan, and they'd have to weld weights in there to balance a tire, and then you hit something and it was out of balance, and what's the first thing that happens? Vibration shoots it right up this shaft. That shaft goes right into the gearbox. Even though we got big heavy gearboxes, as you can see here, this is the gearbox on the 3150. They're even bigger over there on the 4150. But gearbox is the thing that can cause the most damage, or the number one thing that ruins gearboxes is vibration. Well, that's why RhinoAG, when they developed this new series of cutters, developed the cast iron dog bone blade carrier. And it has stump jumping ability. If a stump comes out here on the edge, it can raise the deck up, just like we're used to. This big circle around here, this thing is going around here at a tremendous amount of revolutions per minute, feet per minute. I think at this comparison chart of RhinoAG, feet per minute on a 540 machine, close to 15,000 feet per minute. So that sucker's humming underneath there. And the thing of a traditional stump jumper is what happens if it comes in here. What if that stump comes in here, not on the outside edge where the round pan normally is, it comes in under the middle. It's going to hit that flat deck. Well, with this stump jumper design, and we'll try to get everything held up here. With this stump jumper design, if it comes in here, you've got the ability, if you look right here, it comes in, it's got the ability to hit, and you've got an angle not only out here on the outside edge to jump stumps, but it's got an angle all the way into here. All that area, all the way around on both sides. So you actually have more stump jumping ability because of this dog bone blade carrier. Now you tell me, cast iron or steel pan, which is going to be heavier? I'm going to tell you, man, you look at the thickness of that steel, look at the back there. I mean, this is a heavy duty piece of machinery. And that's a heavy duty blade carrier. And that blade carrier is going to deflect more stumps, more obstructions, hit a fence post, hit concrete, hit bricks, whatever. You're going to scratch this, and it's not going to get knocked out of balance. And that's the good part of the dog bone blade carrier, is it's going to last. It's going to help increase gearbox life. Now, one of the other things to think about a pan type stuff, you got a lot of high velocity, high lift and material. Where's that material collect? On top of your pan. Can you see it? No. Plus, it hides the leak. If your gearbox was leaking and you had a pan here, your oil is going to be filling on top of the pan. You probably wouldn't recognize the leak. That's one thing with here. Man, I can walk up here, I can look all the way around. I can get to the gearbox drain plug right there. Yep, right here. Makes it easier to service, makes it easier to see if you have a problem, so you can repair that problem and fix it before you get into major damage to a gearbox. Increasing the life, increasing the reliability, increasing product quality and performance is what it is at RhinoAG. And the dog bone blade carrier does all that for you. Cast iron, heavier, beefier, better stump jumping ability, doesn't hide damages is another thing. It's easier to take off. If you need to get to the gearbox nut, right there's your nut. Take it off. The other thing is you got 6 bolts here that are holding this cast iron dog bone blade carrier. One guy can handle this. It takes a big special press to pop off a round pan blade carrier. They are a pain, and it normally takes 2 more guys to handle the weight of that blade carrier once it pops off that shaft. So you're talking about 3 people to get the job where 1 person can do. So if you do have a problem, it's going to be cheaper, easier, quicker, faster to get it resolved. So there's a lot of benefits to this dog bone blade carrier. Easier to get to the nut back here. Yeah, we've got a hole here that you can access it, but you can actually reach right back here and put your tools on it and get to it, or you can come through the top. That's your blade nut that swings with the blade there. Heavy duty blades. I mean, this thing is designed and engineered for maximum performance. You got a big heavy duty framework that is holding that gearbox up there, so you don't have to worry about that. That would have been the same between a round pan and a dog bone blade carrier, but these things perform, and that's what RhinoAG has done in this series of cutters, is to build it so it performs, it lasts, and makes your life easier. And that's where the dog bone blade carrier comes in. Get to your RhinoAG dealer, check them out. I mean, you want the beef, you want to put it in the most adverse conditions. RhinoAG is building cutters to last. The 3-inch cutter, we'll go over here to the 4150. It's the same dog bone blade carrier. It's just heavier gearboxes. Biggest thing you're going to see is the shaft. This is a flange collar here. This is a flange style collar that comes out of the gearbox that is holding on to these nuts, where the 3150 has got the nut here in the center. Same flanges out here. You can see this flange part is a hub, where the 4150 is a hub coming out of the gearbox assembly there. Beefier here, a little beefier gearbox. We'll slip over here and look at the gearboxes here. You can see how much beefier that gearbox is. That's the biggest difference as you move up in the series. RhinoAG makes it easy. 3150, 3-inch cut capacity, 15-foot cutter. 4150, 4-inch cutting capacity. That's the diameter trees you can cut, and 15 foot. So when you're looking for cutters, we've got the 2150, the 3150, a 4150, a 4155, and a 5150. The brutest of all cutters, cuts trees down up to 5 inches in diameter. So RhinoAG builds some extra special things. The way they build the chain guards, the way they control cut quality in the front and residue management in the back. And that's another thing. This thing here doesn't disturb the air as much, and that lifting ability you're trying to get in the front to raise that material up and cut it off and then distribute it in the back, a dog bone blade carrier doesn't disturb that air as much, because it allows it create the lifting force here and create that distribution for a better cut quality and residue management. So when you're looking for a cutter, think RhinoAG. Make sure you put it on your list of cutters to check. And if you're looking for a heavy duty cutter, cut 3-inch material with a dog bone blade carrier, check out the 3150. The 4150 is our 4-inch cut machine. We got them in stock at Vahrenberg Implement. We stock them with the Rhino track tire, which gives you traction. It's a high-speed tire. This one's actually got 8 tires. This 3150 here, we've got it set up in the 6-tire configuration. Got 4 in the middle and 1 out on each wings. You got rubber isolation suspension. There's just a lot of things that you get more when you buy a RhinoAG. So come visit us at Vahrenberg Implement. We're your dealer here in West Central Missouri on 13 Highway and Business 13 in Higginsville, Missouri. We're just 4 miles north of Interstate 70 and 49 miles from the Missouri-Kansas line. Come visit us today.